Welcome to the Reiki Witch Podcast. I'm Becca, your host, a Reiki master and practicing witch with a passion for blending the mystical and the practical. Whether we're uncovering ancient wisdom to deepen your spiritual practice or navigating strategies to streamline your spiritual business, this podcast is your sacred space to grow, learn, and thrive. Hello, magical friends. I'm excited to announce that I'm starting a new series called Beyond the Healing Room for all of my spiritual entrepreneurs out there. In case you didn't know, I've been a website consultant for over 10 years for small, medium, and enterprise-sized companies, and I seem to get a lot of questions from spiritual business owners about websites, technical platforms, how to set up technical processes, digital marketing, how I got my business going, how I set up my taxes, and the list goes on. Therefore, I'm trying something new. So on Tuesdays, the episodes will be more on the magical topics, such as working with Reiki guides, plant magic, dream work, shamanic drumming, breath work, and the list goes on. On Thursdays, I'll cover topics on business, digital marketing, technical tips, and more. Thursdays are going to be more grounded and practical episodes where I talk about ways you can improve your business so that you can give back more to your clients and your community. Okay, so on to the episode. Have you ever had a Reiki healing session where you just felt like it didn't go as smoothly as you hoped? Or maybe the client didn't seem to get much out of it. In this episode, we're diving into 6 powerful shifts Reiki healers can make to get more depth, more ease, and more magic out of every session. Whether you're new to energy work or growing your healing business, these are the little details that build trust, deepen results, and keep clients coming back. Let's dive in. Number 1, prep with intention. Energetically and practically. Prepare your energy and your space before each session. This means not rushing and stressed, and instead taking time to ground yourself, prepare the room with care, and double check that your music, your essential oils, or tools are fully set and aligned with your client's needs. Subtle details matter in creating sacred containers. For grounding your energy beforehand, you don't need to use a 10-step ritual, but have something that centers and aligns you with spirit before your client even walks through the door. Number 2, get clear on comfort, consent, and boundaries ahead of time. Before they even get in the room with you, check with your client whether they prefer hands-on or hands-off Reiki, and discuss any injuries, sensitivities, or trauma spots beforehand. Also, make sure that they don't have any scent or smoke sensitivities, and you'll also want to check to make sure they don't have any allergies or asthma if you're going to be burning anything or using essential oils. Because we all know, if you're a Reiki healer or energy worker, you most likely love to burn things and use essential oils. But we need to keep our client in mind. It's about building safety and mutual trust. Just remember, the more clearly your client knows what to expect and the more they feel heard, the deeper the healing could go. Number 3, guide clients to prepare their bodies and minds. You'll want to prepare your client beforehand and make sure they arrive well hydrated and they don't eat a super heavy meal right before. Also, you'll want to make sure that they wear loose-fitting, comfy clothes. Wearing cozy clothes can massively affect how open and relaxed someone feels. You'll also want to make sure that they're not wearing a bunch of heavy or tight jewelry. You, as a Reiki healer, also don't want to be wearing any long, dangly, jingly jewelry, and you'll want to make sure your hair is pulled back as well. The last thing you want to do is be walking around the table trying to get your client into a deep trance, and you're jingling and your necklace is smacking them in the face, and if you don't have your hair pulled back, It's tickling them in the face. I know that sounds really silly, but it is a thing that happens. Number 4, create a full sensory journey from arrival to closing. You want your session to be a complete journey with a seamless flow. You want intentional lighting and grounding music. Make sure your music doesn't have a lot of lyrics or people singing. I find that can be a little distracting. Also, be sure to have your tools on hand and laid out. You don't want to be fumbling around during the session trying to find that one essential oil that you need. Also, be sure to have your playlist ready. One time when I was very new to Reiki, I thought I could just throw some random soft music together and play it on shuffle. Little did I know that Apple Music would just randomly start playing this song at the end of my session, and it was a very weird song that was very upbeat. I guess it wasn't really weird, it was fine music. It just did not go with the post-Reiki vibes I was trying to go for. So don't do what I did and have some upbeat guitar jams start playing when your client is peeling themselves up and floating back down to earth. Thankfully, my client was very laid back and we laughed about it, but yes, lesson learned. So just remember, the energy doesn't stop when your hands do. Every part of the space continues to hold your client. Number 5, follow up with care, not cling. You'll want to be sure to follow up with your client after the session. A short follow-up, like a text or an email, can show that you're holding them in loving awareness without overstepping. This builds a relationship that lasts beyond a one-time session. And just remember, we're not here to coach them for hours afterwards, but we are here to help them feel safe if something was stirred up during the session. Number 6, remind clients that openness is everything. Explain to your clients that Reiki isn't something we do to people, but something they receive through openness. Encourage honesty, flexibility during the session, and trust in the intuitive process. Help new clients know they don't have to understand it all. They just need to be willing. As Reiki healers, we are there to channel the Reiki energy, and it will go where it's needed most. But the client isn't just laying there napping. They need to meet us halfway energetically. If they're closed down energetically and not really open to the experience, or if they're coming in super skeptical, they're probably not going to have a super great session. It might be okay, but the session will only be as good as they are willing to open up their energy to the universe and to us, the healers. Sometimes I have clients where their first session is meh, but then their second or third is really powerful because they've started to trust me and become open to my energy. I also tend to get a lot more messages from Spirit when the client is more open to receiving. Just remember, we're not here to prove Reiki, we're here to practice it. And that starts with both of us being open. And that's it. These are my tips to ensure both you and your client have a wonderful Reiki healing session. If you want these tips and more in a beautiful and juicy checklist that I crafted, please visit the link in my show notes on my website and download the Ultimate Reiki Session Checklist. You can also get it on my free resources webpage under offerings in the main menu. I want you to continue giving your clients amazing sessions effortlessly. After all, we're here on this planet and timeline to heal others, so why not do the best we can? Also, if you have any questions, suggestions, or stories you'd like to share, please feel free to do so by going to bellaruna.com/podcast-questions. I'd love to hear from you and learn what topics you'd like to hear more about on this podcast. This link is also in my show notes on my website. Just navigate to offerings in the main nav and then go to the podcast page. All episode pages have this link. Thanks again for joining me on the Reiki Witch Podcast. I'm always happy to serve my fellow magical folk however I can. Have a wonderful day. Until next time.